Dr. Mark Changizi here with your Science Moment. Today I'm going to talk about ChatGPT. Again, I did 4 in a row, 5, 10 Science Moments videos ago. I have a playlist that's talking about artificial general intelligence. The general thrust here is that people need to calm down. In the long run, even in the medium and short run, these are going to be empowering to the little people if they aren't regulated. These are not the scary things that you think they are. Watch for all 4 of these, and I think they'll help you put ChatGPT and these other kinds of AI amazing tools that are coming out in context. But here's just another angle on it that I wanted to mention today, which was a lot of folks are like, look, it's like forcing kids to learn the times tables. If you prevent them from knowing the times tables, then they're not going to know how to do math. You have to force them to do the stuff themselves and not let them rely on calculators and so forth. But I've heard people mention things along these lines, and in fact that particular kind of statement. Now, try to remember what it is that kids are doing when they memorize the times tables. When they memorize the times tables, they are no longer understanding what they're doing, right? When you memorize the times tables, it's not like you have understood what multiplication of individual numerals are. The whole point of memorizing it is to no longer understand it, to just do it without thinking. You want to turn it into something that is rote, right? And a lot of times these rote things are the kind of thing you're like, I really don't even remember why it is. I'd have to actually, if I wanted to prove to myself that it is that way, I'd have to go calculate, but I don't want it that way. I want it to be an instinct to just pop out. This also happens in the motor world. Like if you're doing a serve, any good tennis player, in the beginning, if you're just trying to learn to serve, you'll say, well, I think I do this, and I put my arm. By the time you've become good, you have no idea what you're doing. You're probably mostly guessing in terms of trying to explain to others why you're good, right? It becomes pushed down to be an automatic rote thing that your body or brain does. That's what makes you then allow to use those rote things to then do much more complicated things that you're thinking about, and eventually hopefully put those things as rote, so you're not even thinking about those. And eventually you forget why they even were true, but you can use those to again build more and more complex, your hierarchically more complex things by pushing these things into automatic routines that you do without thinking. Right? And that's all that ChatGPT is. It allows you now to do without thinking stuff that initially was kind of a pain, having to write, let's say, a short paragraph that's for PR purposes, that sounds like your typical PR thing that all PR things look like because they always look roughly the same. You don't have to go spend 25 minutes to get all the verbiage right, because that's just tapping into that kind of rote memory, right? That if you were good at it, you could do it almost by rote. But most of us wouldn't be that good at that because we don't do it all the time, so it's going to take us a while. And if we got good, like a PR person who does it regularly and can just bang it out, well, why should you be worried if you can now bang it out because ChatGPT can help you bang it out, right? All these new kinds of rote things that are too complicated for your brain to figure out and make them rote can now become rote for you. And now you can use those and combine to hierarchically more complex thoughts, right? So you shouldn't think to yourself, yeah, but if ChatGPT is doing that for me, then I no longer understand how to do it, and thus I am dumb. Well, that same argument would say kids are dumb just because they've memorized the times tables. Right? Yeah, there's some prima facie sense in which you're dumb because the kids don't even know why it's true anymore. They just memorize it, pure memorization. But that is what, in fact, allows you to hierarchically grow to more and more complex ideas. And that was your Science Moment. If you haven't got a copy of Dr. Tim Barber and my Express the Human, get yourself a copy at bookstores around you. And if you have friends or family, mostly men, that are color deficient, try Vino Optics colorblind glasses, the only color blindness solution in the world that actually optimizes what color vision is for. The discovery of mine in 2006 showed that color vision among us primates, red-green vision in particular, is for seeing emotions on bare skin. If you don't augment the right thing, you actually hurt our ability to see that. Ours is the only color blindness technology that actually augments that rather than hurting that. And that's all.